The Reality of the Gospel World Outreach Ministries presents the Voice of Deliverance broadcast, featuring the explosive preaching, bold teaching, and the powerful prayer of deliverance of Heaven's Ambassador, Leonard Ford. Brother Ford is a minister that does what others don't, and he has a ministry that goes where others won't. He and his wife, Jessie, travel across America and around the world, preaching hope and bringing deliverance. Whether they are in the church, under the gospel tent, or on the mission field, they boldly declare that if you continue in the word, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Now I present to you Brother Ford.
GTN viewers, listen, I have a special guest for you this week, Sister Brenda Green from Thankful Travel. I shared her with you on last year. She's got an exciting trip coming up, and I wanted to bring her in a little early so you can have time to plan, save, prepare, get ready to take this trip with her. Give yourself a much-needed vacation, and I think it'll be a blessing to you. So Thankful Travel, Brenda Green and her special guest will be my special guest on this night's broadcast. God bless you. Enjoy, and make sure you reserve your spot on the bus.
Hello, my name is Brenda Green. I am the owner of Thankful Travel. I am thankful that Prophet Ford is sharing his platform with me. We are here today, Deborah Bowers, Tanya Jones. We're here to share with you what Thankful Travel is all about. What Thankful Travel is a travel agency and a planner. Mm-hmm. What we do, we set up whatever you need done. If you have a conference that you want to do, you would let us know. We would find you the venue that you needed. And if you need hotel space, we will find that for you too. Amazing. Because God has anointed me to do these things. Yes. And in doing them the majority of the time, you will get more because of the anointing that God has placed on my life. And the reason that I would say that it would be good that you would ask me to do things is because a lot of times you don't know the perks that you would get. Amen. And the hotels or the venue, they won't tell you these things because that's more money out of their pocket. Yes. So they choose not to tell you. And so I know what those things are, and I would share them with you to make sure that you get the things that you're supposed to get. I know you've heard of a saying that soup is good for the soul. Thankful Travel is good for the soul. Wow. Because God wants you to be stress-free. Amen. And that's what God has called me to do. Take the hassle out of travel arrangements and travel planning. Yes. And that's what God wants you to do. Stress-free, because it can be stressful. You're trying to find the right venue. You're trying to find the right hotel. It can become stressful. But because of the anointing God has placed on my life, it's a joy for me to find the right place for you and that everything goes well for you. I have done historical tours for some people who are having a family reunion and they want to do a historical tour. And the historical tour consists of touring the Leonard 9, the Fallen Firefighter, going to Central, touring David Bates' house, the Clinton Library, and going to the Masonic Temple. These are the things what I would do for you to take you on a historical tour. And I have done that quite a few times for people, and they have enjoyed the trip. So it's quite a few things that you can do. That's right here in Little Rock that you can do. But now, if you want to have a conference out of state, that's no problem. You would just tell me what you're looking for, what you want to do. Tell me. And a lot of times people will tell me they're looking for a 4-star hotel or a 5-star hotel. And if that's what you want, I'll find that for you and set everything up for you. That is what we can do right here in the city. Mm-hmm. But you just let me know. And according to what you want, we will take care of it. Now, I also put trips together. And right now, I have 3 trips I have together. One is to Noah's Ark, A-R-K, Noah's Ark. And we will be gone 6 days on that trip, and it's $595. You will tour Noah's Ark. Now, you just have to think about it. Now, God told Noah to build the ark. Can you imagine how large it would have to be for him to put the animals on there, two of each kind,
Yes.
and has space for him and his family.
Yes.
Noah's Ark is very, very large. And if you go on this trip with me, you will get a chance to tour the ark. You will actually go on inside of it. And they will have animals in there that you can see as well. And you'll see all the different compartments within the ship. And you know, once you see that, you see the wisdom that God gave Noah to build this ship. And then you think about a little further. You have cruise ships. It started with Noah, and then it went on to cruise ship. And it's just the wisdom that God have given man to do these things. But we will do a Noah's Ark when we go on the trip. We would do Underground Railroad. When I say do the Underground Railroad, it's actually a house is what it is. We would have a tour guide that will take us throughout the house, show us all the different compartments where slaves would be hid until they could go on to their other destination. We would do Muhammad Ali's center.
Wow.
And when I say do, I mean we would go in. We would have a tour guide that would take us on a tour of the center. I have not been there, but for what I've been told, it is something to see. All these different artifacts will be in there, and you will get a chance to see all of those different things. We will go on a cruise, an hour and a half sightseeing cruise while we're there. And there's one thing that I really want to do. They have a candle ride where you can get on this candle and ride. To me, that's something interesting. You know, I want to do it. I want you to do things that you've never done before, so you can tell your grandchildren about it and come back and tell your friends. And when you tell your friends, they'll want to go. Because when you come back and you're excited about these things, because anytime you go and actually do something, you become excited about it. Because you can come back and tell people about it. And you know, with Noah's Ark, you know, we've read about it. Ministers have preached to us about it, but it's nothing like actually seeing it yourself.
Exactly.
You go and you actually see it. You know, a lot of times we say we're not going to believe anything till I see it. This is an opportunity for you to actually see Noah's Ark. And it's only $5.95, and that's for 6 days that you will be gone. That covers your traveling, that covers your lodging, takes care of your food, and that takes care of all of the different things that we do while we're in Kentucky, because that's where we're going to go. It's Kentucky, you know. And the $5.95, you can't beat that price. You can't beat that price at all.
Not at all.
And when we're traveling, it's a slow process. We're not just zooming, because we have plenty of time. We take our time. We travel so far, we stop for lunch. And when we stop for lunch, it's a place where you can tour something, because we want to stop and stretch your legs, eat. Then we get back on the bus and we travel a little further. And we about every 3 hours we'll stop, get off. And usually we'll stop every area where you can walk around and look at something. And we spend the night. And then the next morning we get up and we go on. Yes, we spend the night in the hotel, not on the bus. We stop at a hotel, we check into the hotel, and we spend the night at the hotel. And all of this is $5.95. And you just can't beat that. You can't beat that. Give me a call. All you have to pay is $75 deposit. That guarantees you a seat on the bus. And you can make payments. We're going June 17th through the 22nd is when we're going to go. But you make $75 deposit. You make monthly payments until you get it paid out. That's it. You can't beat that. You can't beat that.
No, that's pretty
And
good.
then I have another trip going to Washington, D.C. That's in September. It's the same thing. Only thing is 7 days. And it's $6.89. Same principle. This is for traveling. It's for your lodging. It's for your food and everything we do while we're in Washington, D.C. While we're in Washington, D.C., we'll go to all the monuments. And one of the monuments is Martin Luther King Monument, Abraham Lincoln Monument, the Vietnam War Monument, or all different monuments. And we will go to the African American Museum, go on the inside. Matter of fact, we stay a whole day because it is so large. It's 6 stories. So it takes a time. Now, if you're a reader, you need 2 or 3 days. But now, if you're a person who can look at things and move on, you can do it in a day. We go in at 10 and we are out by 4:30 because it closes at 5. So we're out by 4:30. We stay a whole day there. We would go to the Bible Museum. The Bible Museum is something really awesome. They have a level there where they do 3D. They have 3 areas where you go and it's 3D. Now, I like that area. You go in there and it makes you a part of it when you go in there. So you wouldn't want to miss any of these things. Those are just a few things. Don't want to tell you everything. You know how you go to a restaurant, you get an appetizer, and then your real meal is gonna come on. Like that's what we're doing right now. Just giving you a little appetizer of the things that we will do. But there's much more that we would do. And there's another trip I have. It's called the Essen Festival. It's in New Orleans. They have all different kinds of music there during that time. You can choose to go to concert, but at the convention center open at 10 and it closes at 6. They have everything in there. You can buy clothes, African attire. You have empowerment speaking going on there. You have just almost everything that you can think of is going, and all this is free. All of this is free. And Tanya, do you remember the very first time we went to the Essence? You want to tell the people about that a little bit?
Yes, I remember the first time we went to the Essence. It was such an exciting time. We went and we went to the convention center, and I believe we saw T.D. Jakes. They were honoring T.D. Jakes that particular time. And we got to see all these different speakers. It was our first time, and so we were very excited. So we went and we saw these different things, and we went. They had different performers that actually came out. I think like Tamala Mann and David Mann were out there performing, all in the convention center. And this was for 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They had stuff going on the entire time. And I remember when we got ready to come back, you said, you know what, I think everyone should experience this. It was such a great festival. And before we could get back home, you were already planning out how we were going to get a bus, how we were going to get a hotel that would accommodate so many people that could go to the Essence Festival. And like I said, because you have such a big passion for everybody to attend the festival, before we got home, you had already mapped out who you needed to call, how you needed to set this up in order for people to come and experience the Essence Festival and have a great time like we did.
Yeah, because like you said, it was our very first time going. And it was kind of like, to me, kind of like a kid in the candy store.
Yes.
Do I go over here?
We didn't know what to expect. Yeah, it was just exciting.
Because they had so many different power speakers. You know, you want to hear this one, you want to hear that one, and you got to decide which one I'm going to go and hear. And all of that is going on at the Essence. And you know, the room rate is like $139, $179 with tax. To ride the bus is $150. You can't beat it. And how much? And then someone will say, maybe how much does it actually cost? It's up to you. When you get there, if you want to go to concerts, then that's what you want to pay. But in the convention center, they do little mini concerts there, and everything is free in the convention center. You know, those are the trips that Thankful Travel has set aside for you. Because God wants us to come out the house. Come out the house. Exactly. It's more than just going to church and going to work. He wants you to do more because he has more out there for you. And most of you are probably like me, retired. You retired from work. It's time to do some things, you know. We help with the children. We help with the grandchildren. It's time for you to do something for yourself. And you're going away on a trip, 6 days, 7-day trip. You can do that. You owe yourself that. Get away. Just get away. And Deborah, you remember we went to the inauguration, the second inauguration in Washington, D.C., and you went. Do you remember some of the exciting things that you did or that you remember about that trip?
Of course. What I remember most about that trip was how organized it was. They had a certain area, you know, the buses had to park. And also they had a route that people to get them into the stadium where the inauguration was being held. And I mean, to be able to organize that kind of event for the thousands of people that embarked on Washington, D.C. at that time, it was just amazing the wisdom that they used to get people from point A to point B and how they had everything staged. And I mean, oh, the people, I've never seen anything like it. It was just amazing, to experience history in the making for the first time. It was just an awesome experience.
Yeah. That was the same thing what I felt too. It was just, so well organized. So well organized. Now, it was kind of cold.
Oh, very cold. Very cold.
We had to do a lot of work.
Yes.
To be prepared.
Yes.
For walking. You needed to have on walking shoes for it. But I'm thankful for both times that I've gone to the inauguration because it was a history moment.
Yes.
Share with my grandchildren.
Yes.
Share with my children, the one that didn't go. My children.
Yes.
Some of my family members, they went. They went because it was an awesome time. And I'm telling you all of this because I want you to catch a hope. Come out the house. Do some things because God wants you to do it. There's nothing wrong with getting out. God wants you to have fun. He really wants you to have fun.
Exactly.
He wants you to have a great time. Enjoy life. Because that's what he wants you to do. Now, Tanya, you went the very first inauguration.
Yes.
Yeah, and because I remember how we were on the bus and it was a convoy. As far as you could see, it was nothing but buses. And I remember we ran to a little slope.
Yes.
As we went.
Yes,
you
we
want
did.
to tell about that?
Oh, it was so wonderful. There were, like Mom was saying, there was buses for days, and when we went out there, like Deborah was saying, it was so organized. The first one was just unbelievable to see all the people and to see all of the just all of the excitement that was in the air because we were being a part of history.
Yeah.
And I think that was one of the most exciting parts for me was being a part of history. It wasn't about the politics or what I liked and didn't like. It was just being a part of history, being there as cold as it was, being a part of history was more important than how cold it was.
Exactly.
And we got to be there to hear him do the inauguration, to accept the position. Then we also was there to see the parade. It was very cold, so some of us went back to the bus instead of standing out there. But we were a part of history, and I thought it was just amazing that we could be a part of history. And I thought it was just awesome that you took the time, again, just like with the Essence, you said, you know what? Everyone who desires to experience this should have the opportunity. So you got on the phone, started researching hotels, researching buses, researching what do you do during inauguration, and pulled all of that together by faith because you did not know how many people were going to actually sign up to go. Now, you had one daughter. That did not fill up a whole bus.
Right.
But you stepped out on faith because this is your passion, this is your desire for people to experience what God has for them to experience the different things that America has to offer, all the beautiful things America has to offer. So I'm very grateful to this day and forever that I'm able to share that with my daughter and be able to share it with her children about how we were a part of history.
Exactly. Exactly.
So it was an awesome time. Great trip.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen.
And Deborah, I know you've gone to Washington, D.C. We went, it was in 2017. Now, I knew you had gone to the inauguration, but that was just for that event.
Right.
But when we went for a tour, you went in 2017 on a tour.
Right.
That's where it was laid back, and we actually toured quite a few things.
Yes.
You want to share about what it was like for you when you were actually on a historical tour of Washington, D.C.?
Of course, yes. Like I said, that was my second time traveling with Thankful Travel. And me, myself, I've never been a history person. To me, history was always boring. But I thank God that I took the time to travel with Thankful Travel to Washington, D.C. because, like I said, a picture speaks for thousands. A picture speaks 1,000 words. And, studies, I was reading that it says study shows that a great percentage of people will remember what they see more often than what they hear or what they read.
Really?
And to me, I find that statement very, it appeals to me. It is very true to me because, like I said, boring history to me is boring reading out a book. But to actually go and step foot on the different sites made history come alive to me. It made me appreciate the contribution people has made to our society. And so it gave me a whole new perspective and a respect for history, actually being on the different sites and touring the different historical sites and going into the museum. It took on a whole new perspective for me. And I thank God for Thankful Travel to be able to, I was able to go with Thankful Travel to partake of these different sites, because had it not been for you, I probably would never have gone if I had never have, if you didn't have this agency, to provide this type of tour. And I tell you, we went to Frederick Douglass' house, and there was a history there that they have a little theater there that tells you his history, his autobiography, which I found very interesting. And one of the things I like about Frederick Douglass, he was very instrumental. He was an activist. He was an abolitionist. And there's a lot of the things that he did then, I was thinking about that people may not know, because, we hear a lot about Rosa Parks and her sitting on the bus, desegregation about the bus. But also in 1800s, Frederick Douglass also segregation against the people for the train. He often had sit-ins on the train. They said he would sit in the white sections of the train and had to be dragged off. Wow. So just thinking, see, we just hear only one part of history, but we go back 1,800 years ago. And also, yesterday was the day that he died, February the 20th, 1895. So we're talking about over 100 years of history here that we can still, that's very instrumental for us even sitting here today, that people has fought for our rights, civil rights, He was very instrumental with the Underground Railroad. His home was one of the homes that people stayed in as they was freeing slavery. And I thought also about him, he was actually born Frederick Augustus William Bailey. That was his born birthright name. But they said he changed his name because he feared being recaptured into slavery. He adopted the name after he married to Douglas. So that's how he became Frederick Douglass. And so, it's just history that, that comes alive to me, after going to see this stuff. Like I said, you got to get out and experience what God has provided. Because, like I said, just reading it in the book does nothing for me. But actually being able to go to Washington, D.C. and partake and see other different sites, to me, it brought about a love for history, more so than I ever thought it would. And I just want to admonish the people to come and partake of these different trips with you, because this woman, this is not just a business, it's not just a service that you do, it's a passion, because she's a people person. She offer you what she would offer her own family. And when a person has passion about something, they gonna go the extra mile, because like I said, it means something to them, and they gonna give you what they would give to themselves, like about do unto others as you would do unto yourself. So she is a people person. She is a family oriented woman. She has a close-knit family. And so therefore, when a person has that passion and a people person and love their family, they're going to go that extra mile for you. And her lovely daughter, Tanya, can attest to that.
Exactly. And you will feel the love. If you contact Ms. Green for any trip, for any event that you have going on, you will feel the love, because she's going to go above and beyond.
Exactly.
She's going to give you what you asked for and some.
Definitely. Exactly.
That you didn't ask for.
Exactly.
But you're going to be thankful. You're going to be thankful that you called. Thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Tanya.
You're welcome.
I just want people to know that it's the love of God that's in me that caused me to want to reach out to the people, bring people in to different places, because they're there. God has provided these different places for us, and He wants us to see them. because they're there. I remember Shante Foster, she has a ministry called Sent to Heal, and she had a conference in Tennessee, and she did everything herself. And when I found out, I went to her, and I asked her different questions, and she didn't get the perks that she should have gotten because she didn't know to ask for them. But I told her, and she went back. It was a hotel. She was having a meeting. She went back to the hotel. They gave her some, but they didn't give her all because she had signed a contract. And so I do that. I negotiate a contract for you, make sure that you get all the things that you need. As of right now, just negotiated a contract for a Call to Excellence who's having a meeting in San Antonio, Texas in March. I went there, talked with the people, negotiated, set up a room block. They have about 200 and some rooms that they have set up. And I went and took care of all of this because this is what God has called me to do. Because He wants His people to have all.
Yes.
He wants them to have all. If the perks are there and you're supposed to get them, He wants you to have them.
Exactly.
He wants you to have them. But if you don't ask for them, they won't give them to you.
Exactly.
And that is what I want to make sure that you get everything that you're supposed to get. In other words, you get all your money's worth. That's the bottom line.
Exactly.
Get all your money's worth.
Exactly.
You know, and I thank you for tuning in tonight because it was not by chance. It was ordained from God that He would share this with you because He wants you to come out the house.
Yes.
He wants you to go and see the sights that He has given man wisdom.
Yes. Yes.
He wants you to come out the house. I thank Prophet Ford for share his platform.
Amen.
You know, because it's not an everyday thing that someone will do.
That's right.
I am grateful. I am thankful for this
Amen.
opportunity to be sharing the platform. And as we said, one picture is worth 1,000 words. We have a picture of Frederick Douglass. We have a picture of Lincoln Monument. We have a picture of the first inauguration where President Obama was receiving the oath, and the crowd. That was the largest inauguration attended. Now, of course, Noah's Ark. I want you to remember what the Noah's Ark, so you can come and see Noah's Ark. Thank you. The price for Noah's Ark is $5.95. Washington, D.C. is $6.89. Deposit of $75 to hold your seat on those buses, and you can make monthly payments. And of course, the Essence. Don't forget the Essence. You can go to New Orleans, and that is in July.
You may do so by joining the Ally 200 Club at $25 a month, or you may become a Truth Ally for $10 or more each month. Send your offerings to the Reality of the Gospel Ministries Incorporated, P.O. Box 164091, Little Rock, Arkansas, 72216. If you continue in God's word, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.